Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 Road to Glory series for 2019 for episode number 5 at the Spanish Grand Prix. Last time out at Azerbaijan, we had quite the typical Baku chaos, really.
Are you okay?
Lando, don't you dare. Norris, I swear to God, if you overtake us right here, right now, I'm going to find your house and Okay, it's all good. It's all good. You didn't finish ahead of us. Fine. But now we're here at the start of the European portion of the calendar, the Spanish Grand Prix, the Circuit de Catalunya, and it's time to do the business. This is where all the big upgrades start to come in for all the teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we have in store.
I know we were expecting some new developments this weekend, but some of them have failed quality control.
I'm actually done with this man. Carl out. I want him out. He's no good. He never brings me any good news, and he just pisses me off. Solid sound, so the one thing we needed, which was downforce, we don't have. At this point, the team may as well generate upforce for me, just to screw me over. So, we don't have front downforce, so that's cool. So, I'm looking forward for the front of our car to be as responsive as my shopping trolley down the aisle, so that's going to be great. At least we got some weight redistribution, so that might help the kind of balancing out the rocking left and right every single corner that I very much experienced in the first 4 episodes here. So we'll just have to see how it goes. We enter qualifying, then it was actually looking okay for a brief moment, a brief millisecond moment. We were P16, but then as we go up the hill, you can see the lack of downforce there, dipping a tyre on the left, even though despite we lifted off completely there, and then the car just felt so slow through that last sector, and so we're going to waddle to the line there. Yeah, not even drive the line, waddle pretty much to the line, and it's going to be P19.
Well, that's further back than we'd like, but don't worry about it. Just means more fun for us tomorrow.
Oh, really, Jeff? Now you're disappointed. Now you're disappointed. We've had 4 episodes of you saying, great job for P19, and suddenly now is the time where you say, oh, not good enough. The weekend where you guys failed to give me an upgrade I needed for the front downforce. That might have helped us not be last place again. So it kind of seems like, as we go through this series, I'm getting slower and getting closer to Kubicza's lap times in qualifying, and our entire car and package isn't really moving anywhere. It's got a little bit closer to Racing Point, but also, depending on the track, it's got further away, and so pretty much we're taking 2 steps forward, maybe about 5 steps back, and then 6 steps sideways, really, to another state. So we're really starting off this episode in a positive mindset here. We've had a failure of an upgrade, we've had Carl pissing me off already, we've had Jeff pissing me off as well with his sarcasm or just, unexplained joy or dissatisfaction with how I'm performing now. I mean, make up your mind. Do you like us being last place or not? And so therefore, I'm fully prepared and in the right mindset to tackle this gloomy, depressing looking Spanish Grand Prix. I think the weather is actually predicting maybe how this episode will go, which is gloom and depressing. So strategy-wise, we're going to be starting on the softest combat attack, because I think we really need to try and exploit that on lap 1 and try and get as far up as we can and then see where we go from there. Usual amount of fuel to try and burn and try and abuse that straight line speed we have, although, to be fair, I'm running quite high aero to try and actually just turn this car around the corner, so we might be compromised a little bit, but let's just get into this then. Episode number 5 of the F1 Road to Glory, race number 5, the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and we're underway, and it's a good start actually compared to the Racing Point car there on the right hand side. Lance Stroll, we're going to try and overtake him. Can't quite squeeze him out completely. I thought I could, but he's still there side by side with us. So into turn 1, going to have to see where we can go, where the room is, and there's actually just no room there, as I need to get completely squeezed out by Giovinazzi. We somehow get around Albon though and try and squeeze through. Then on the outside, I had slight hopes of doing a Fernando Alonso 2013 kind of move, but then it just didn't happen because, well, we're in a Williams, not a Ferrari from 2013. So alas, we have to try and make a move to the inside then of Giovinazzi. Catch him napping. It's actually going quite well here. Sergio Perez gets a little bit squeezed out by Norris. We snap round, and on the outside we go the long way on 2 cars. We've made 2 overtakes in pretty much 1 corner. It's absolutely wonderful scenes. And so right now this is a fantastic lap 1. We're down the inside of another car there. It's the Russian Danica Fiat in the Toro Rosso. Doesn't quite make it though, as he's able to hold on there. And the uphill, it's just so bad for our car. You can see already the dirty air switching around the exit. That corner is going to be a nightmare for us all race long, I can already tell. But what a start we made, actually. It's actually been very positive. So looks like we've already started to turn the tides from what was a very poor day for us yesterday. And actually, as we move on for the next few laps, it's not actually me that is the bottleneck. It's actually the Haas car of Kevin Magnussen who is the bottleneck right now. I think he has some damage potentially, and so Kvyat's trying to hound him. I'm trying to do my best at trying to keep up with the Russian there, but the Haas is the one holding people up here. It's not me, it's not Kubica, and so it's really happy days right now. I'm just trying to do my best to stick around and see if we can try and catch Magnus and Orca Fiat slipping up a little bit if they go side by side. So here we go on to lap number 4. DRS enabled now on these laps, and here goes Fiat now with a move on Magnussen. Can we try and slip through on the outside? Magnussen's slow with a broken front wing, I believe, and so we go around the outside to the inside. Then we're going to be oh so close. He's going to give us a good fight, but now we do make a move on the outside. It's an absolute miracle there. We're up into P13, so it's been a very good opening few laps there. We're 3 places away from the Holy Land of points paying positions, but now things get difficult as everyone settles in. The tyre wear is going to kick in as well eventually, and this car, when the tyre wear kicks in, I may as well be driving on ham rolls, to be honest, compared to Pirelli tyres. But as we move on then to the front fight, and Bottas makes a bad mistake and he locks up, and he's actually out now of the Spanish Grand Prix. The Red Bulls assassinated him at turn 1, so that's going to be one more free position for us, and so this will be us from P13 up into P12 as you go into turn 1, turn 2, and we have a big snap of oversteer though, so you can see the tyre wear is really starting to hamper us a little bit, so I need to be careful as this car starts to feel a little bit like we're driving in the rain almost, in a way, with how cold the conditions are on track and with the wear we've got. But up into the P12 nonetheless, and so we come in for our pit stop then. You can see the amount of understeer I'm getting, literally hitting the bollard, almost going to the wall. We really do need a new set of tyres, and to be honest at this stage, may as well go for a set of super hards, really, that tyre wear we're getting compared to other cars, it would seem. But alas, we're in for a set of soft tyres, it is, the yellow wall tyre, and so we're going to be out there. We get held up a little bit there by a car who couldn't pass. I couldn't quite see which car it was, but speaking of cars being held up, the Toro Rosso has been held up as well. I think the McLaren or someone else helped us out there a little bit, and so there's been another miracle. We've gained another position in the pit stops there. We're making an uncanny habit of doing this kind of in the pit stops, being able to gain some places, and so we're up into what is P15 right now. But as we cross the line for a new lap, Fiat's going to come chasing us down with DRS, but other people are in the pit lane, and so as Fiat goes for a move on the outside, we go very defensive into turn 1 there. He's on the outside, he's ahead of us actually. We come back at him though into turn 2, we keep that position, and look at the top left, we're into P11, we're 1 place out from the points paying positions now. So a great pit stop phase for us, and so now we just got to pray that something happens to someone in the top 10, and then we could be in the money, dare I say. But I don't want to jinx it quite yet. We move on to lap number 9 because Fiat's coming strong, so we have to do the work of just defending against him, let alone looking ahead as again he tries it around the outside. We just have enough pace to swing this shopping trolley of a car around the outside with a lack of front downforce upgrades, and we make it stick, and there's been contact for Fiat behind, and I think that's Lando Norris. He's out of the Grand Prix. Well, at least we don't have to worry about Norris trying to overtake us at the last minute across line and ruining our entire race, so I'm not too sad, Lando, I can't lie. And meanwhile, out behind, with the virtual safety car out right now, you can see though, a little update on our teammate Kubica. He's ahead of an Alfa Romeo racing car and a Racing Point and a Haas, so Kubica's also doing quite well. Actually, our car, despite being slow in quali, I think we've got some race pace here, and we're actually looking okay. Our teammate's doing pretty decent, ahead of a few cars, and we're ahead obviously a few cars as well, so we've both got our own individual trolley trains to run, and so I'm pretty happy at this stage. But now as we've entered the green flag situation again, we're trying to look back behind and still worried about Fiat, so now concentrating on trying to get ahead and get away from the Toro Rosso car. Meanwhile, up ahead, this is for P10 and P9. It's a battle brewing between Carlos Sainz, Hulkenberg. There's actually a big train actually here because the Haas car of Grosjean's not too far ahead as well, and onto the Alfa Romeo. But as we flick back through down to that fight between Hulkenberg and Sainz, it looks quite likely that these two might fight, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers. Maybe if Sainz and Hulkenberg fight enough, you know, go side by side for a fair few laps, we could maybe catch them. You never know. Anything can happen in F1. As we move through onto the very next lap or so, Sainz makes a beautiful little move round the outside, and it's going to be a great overtake there, actually. Very unorthodox place to make a move. And you know what? Hulkenberg's going very slow. I think he might have damage. Let's have a look here. As we go to the next camera, we might have a better look at that front wing. And yeah, I think there's some cascade elements off that Renault car on the right-hand side of the front wing. So Hulkenberg right now has damage to his front wing. Effectively, he's now getting a treat of what it's like to drive a Williams car, because, you know, the Renault front wing without any cascade elements is probably the same exact thing as the base Williams car. So, welcome to my world, Nico. Welcome to my world. It's lovely, isn't it? No, it's absolutely depressing. So now we're going to actually try and chase down Hulkenberg. We're viciously wrestling this car through there with a lovely camera shot there through that chicane in the last sector, and we're gaining on Hulkenberg. This entire train is getting on Hulkenberg. We could actually get points here. Hulkenberg's P10 P10. I'm P11, remember? And so we're just going to make one overtake and try and get away from this bloody annoying Russian behind us. And we could actually have our first points of the season here in race number 5. This would be quite something after such an annoying start to the episode. But here comes the Toro Rosso car on the left-hand side. It's going to do some defensive work before we go and attack the Renault there. But with DRS aided off the Renault, it helps us out into turn 1. Now you can see I've gone down to lower ERS mode. I'm also going down to lean mixture on the fuel because it's inevitable now with the damage Hulkenberg has. We will catch him, so I may as well try and save fuel in this first 2 sectors here where the Toro Rosso is going to find it difficult to overtake me due to the nature of all the corners there. And so I'm going to save fuel, save ERS, and really ramp up for this last part of the Grand Prix. So not only overtake the Renault, but then also defend inevitably from Kvyat, who probably will also overtake Hulkenberg and challenge us for that P10 position there. So here we go now. Just a tiny little wide on the exit line there. Of course, we're still steering a car with about minus 500 downforce points compared to the Renault, but we make the move now as we power pass them with DRS, and we're up into P10. I can't believe I'm saying this now with only 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. We're in the points here for our first points for Williams. This could be glorious, but remember, that Toro Rosso behind could still be a threat. But for now, I need to hope that Hulkenberg can do me a solid here and maybe try and hold up these cars. We look behind us there on the replay cameras. Finally, you can see Hulkenberg is already a little bit down from us there, further back. So here's hoping they can hold them up for at least 1 lap. Might help us here in this Grand Prix. But as we move through onto that very next new lap there, the Toro Rosso will slingshot through with DRS as well as the Racing Point car maybe, but the main feature will be the Toro Rosso of Kvyat there. He's on the left-hand side. Hulkenberg's not going to make it too difficult, unfortunately, for him. And so the Russian is up into P11. And now he's got clean air to try and chase after us. So this is it, lads. This is it. The final few laps of this Grand Prix to seal the deal for points for the first time this season. But you can see how bad the understeer is. The tyre wear is now really kicking in. And you may not be able to tell, but it's feeling horrendous right now in this car. I'm holding on for dear life. This is. That tyre wear number might not look too bad, but it's feeling pretty shocking. And so Kvyat now with DRS on the left-hand side. We've got no DRS to aid us. We just have to dive it back down the inside there. We don't even make contact. We just try and squeeze them as close as we can. So fair racing, and we do the job just about to maintain P10 through turns 3. But all the time, look at that. Kvyat's pretty much pushing us through that corner near enough. Lewis Hamilton's already crossed the line to win this Grand Prix. Up the hill then, towards the last sector. We're so slow up the hill into hot lap mode. The Toro Rosso will look at us round the outside with a second bite of DRS on the lap. He's on the outside. We're going to squeeze him out, and we're going to maintain it just about, but over the bump, and the car slides and skids. We've drifted through the next right-hander. Kvyat's got the nose in there. We've got to try and get to the next apex, cut him off there, and so now we've only got 3-4 corners to separate us. One more chicane, then one more corner, and we're going to come through to seal the very first points in the season for Williams, and the very first points here on the road to glory. Get in there!
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Are you serious? Is that all you have to say for yourself, Jeff? Pick up rubber. We just got points for the very first time. We're 2.8 seconds off pole. We got points today. Are you at least seem a bit enthusiastic, man? Oh my god, we've actually done it. We've got some points for the first time this season. I didn't know when it was going to come, but it's come at the Spanish Grand Prix in quite some style, because we've literally finessed the entire midfield. Look at my lap times compared to my teammate. Not that much different, actually. I was still going at the same pace as Kubica. That lap 1 was pretty much all of the work, and then just finessing and truly training it to the end of the race. Somehow we managed to survive and stay in P10. But despite that, getting our first points, we're still only in the bottom 4 of the Drivers' Championship. And we're still last place, because McLaren got 2 points, Sainz got 2 points. So everyone in this season now has scored points. Every team has scored points, and we're still last place now. That's such a piss take. That's such a typical thing for this series. We get our first points, and yet we're still last because the other team got 2 there. Brilliant stuff there. So we're still absolute losers at the bottom of the table, but I don't care. Our first points, I'm hoping this is the start of something beautiful now. Now our road truly begins.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Oh, you know what? The car truly had the balance of a ballet dancer. Yep, definitely like a ballet dancer, not like an absolute bucking bronco. Definitely like a dancer.
You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you?
Unless there's an immovable object, then no. What you don't know secretly is I feel like the entire grid is an immovable object compared to our car, so there's that caveat to that answer.
Great. Well, that's everything.
But still, what an absolute performance there. What a race for us. 1 point. That is satisfaction. That is really something. Hopefully that can spur on the team back to the factory to put down the biscuits, put down the tea, and actually get to work on the car. And remember what a Formula 1 car is meant to look like. It's not meant to look like just a boat with a wing on the front. It's meant to look like an actual race car. So let's do some work, people. Let's do some work. So we've had to redo the front downforce upgrade. That failed for the start of the episode. And we're going to purchase a weight redistribution because the car still feels so on a knife edge and like a seesaw in the corners going left and right. The weight change is horrendous, and so I think that's going to be a really important thing for our car to try and change that, especially for Monaco for next episode here. But that's going to come, unfortunately, at Canada. What will come at Monaco is going to be the engine upgrade and the front downforce upgrade, so we'll see how Monaco goes. It's for the drivers really more Monaco than the car, so let's see if we can try and make a difference there and drag the car up the grid. But guys, be sure to absolutely smash that like button for our first points in this F1 Road to Glory journey. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly F1 content. I've been aarava, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Vindication!